Hi everyone. Uh, I'm gonna do a crash course or a simple crash course lang sa how do you teach a math topic. And pakisanda, never mind please yung background noise na sa akin. Um, Sana marinig ako. Ano lang, I'm gonna teach here sequences and series. Kasi sa napansin ko nun nung nakaraang lectures, yan, hindi, not not sa napansin ko lang, but also on other other review sessions, it tends to kind of um, venture on every single bit of uh, unrelated topic. Pero ano, kasi minsan 'di ba um, when you teach a math topic, especially for this one, sequences and series, you need to familiarize what's uh, what are the relevant terms, what are problems relevant to the topic, and usually yun lang yung mga problems that take time to explain, or at least in a reasonable amount of time, ganun. And I'm gonna start by saying that sequences and series are, you know, uh, it's just a list of numbers. Okay. Um, I want you to distinguish this two different things. Uh, Kasi in the context of math, the left side is what we call a sequence, and uh, this one on the right is what we call a set. Ano ba yung difference nila? Sequences and sets. On a sequence, your elements are in a particular position, whereas in a set, hindi. It doesn't matter. Kahit na say you make this set as 4213, it's still the same. It's still the same in nature. Kasi what this means in a set is taglay nila yung elements na 1, 2, 3, and 4. Whereas if you write the same thing in a sequence, such as this, hindi na siya same because yung 4 is on the other side. Okay? Instead of being the last term, it's the first term already. Regardless yan, uh, whether what terms you change, or or how you would change their positions, every it's another sequence already. And okay, sequences and series are something na uh, we always overlook, at least in the practical sense. And you use sequences and series when tracking time. Syempre, you have these daily routines, and for a single day, you you kind of you kind of had this pattern of knowing kung ano yung una mong gagawin pagkagising, di ba? From from the moment you wake up to entering the school premises. Example, you make your bed, brush your teeth, eat breakfast, then the last one is, diba, you walk your way through to the school or commute if you travel. Uh, that's one types of uh, that's one example of sequence. For example, next, uh, you can also use this in financial planning, or it appears pala kasi patterns are, diba, important when it comes to money, especially what you spend, and keeping track of your expenses, minsan relate dito yung parents natin or the dormers. Lalo na kung if you expect to receive something or kumikita ka ng definite amount of a salary, then you are sure to plan what things to spend on a day, uh, on a week, and for the long term. And aside of this, those two examples, time and money, you can also observe sequences in nature. It's somewhat like when observing a fractal or a pattern in nature or art. Voila. Uh, Sequences appear in the growth of population, on um, ano ba? In the arrangement of things or patterns of shells like on those ones drawn. You can apply sequences there because okay, there's a pattern one after the other. And lastly, we also tend to apply sequences when we use tech and algorithms. If merong mga nagpo-programming sa inyo, um, if you are familiar of the word, um, how could I, uh, sana familiar kayo. Okay, when you say polynomial time, you can do something or you can instruct something, 'di ba, in a program in a finite number of steps. And uh, just for example na uh, when I, when instructing your program to like multiply, oh that's one step. But okay, it's possible din na meron akong na-encounter sa programming minsan na I solve I use the program to solve or build a code, kumbaga, to solve like a quadratic equation using quadratic formula. That's one example. And uh, we can instruct such program to do the step in a number of steps. In a similar way, kung paano natin siya sinusolve or how was it discussed to us in the classroom, uh, ganoon. And that's at least how we can see the sequences in practice. And okay, to formally uh, define again what a sequence means. Sequence is essentially a list of numbers. Okay. So, okay. I'm going to write the terms again so that you can be more familiarized. This one is the first term. This one is what we call the second term. And I know mahulaan niyo na yung next two. Third and the fourth. You can see sequences being denoted in that way. However, you can also um, label sequences or rather write a sequence in its shorthand form, something like this: a sub n. So this notation in itself means that this is a sequence starting from n equals 1 to something, or ano man yung ano man yung number of terms na yan, or denote it with braces. Okay? So, if babalikan natin yung, 'di ba, ang kinompare ko yung sequence and sets. You can only use that notation to say that you're making a shorthand you're making the shorthand form of the sequence. But when writing the sequence itself, or if the sequence stands for this 1, 2, 3, 4 thing, syempre hindi na siya naka-braces. But again, this is just one of the ways you can write a sequence shorthand. And yung n na nakikita nyo sa baba ni A, this is what you call the index. Diba? If we're going to write this sequence 1, 2, 3, 4 in terms of indices, okay. So indices is the plural form of index. You can write this sequence as a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, and a sub 4. Okay. I think this is ano na. And again, you have these terms, the shorthand form of the sequence, and the indices. Both terms will be used throughout this whole discussion with regards to sequence and series. But then, before we can, di ba, kung makita niyo yung title natin, which is sequences and series, I won't be mentioning the word series muna until we get to some point later in the discussion. For now, the word sequence is already enough for us to go with this go through. And there are two main types of sequences that we usually use in a classroom setting. And what are those? The first one is arithmetic, and the second one is geometric. Okay, when we say arithmetic sequence, it's known for having a common difference. And for a geometric sequence, it's known for having a common ratio. And you usually denote this common difference by D. D is a variable, and common ratio R. Okay, saan ba makikita yung common difference na yan? So sige, let's have an example. If you have say for example, a sequence of 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, and then dot dot dot, this ellipsis tells us that the sequence is continuing without end. Pero for the purposes of defining an arithmetic sequence, so as you notice, yung difference ng 2 and 5 would be 3. And the same applies for the other consecutive terms. Okay? Again, this number 3, or the common difference D natin, it's going to be computed as follows. You subtract first the second term minus the first term. Ayan. Ah, I think nagigets nyo naman yung system kung paano natin kina-calculate yung common difference. And also, when we say of common ratio, parehas lang din siya. But this time, instead of adding 3 sa sequences natin, it's adding pala rather. Kasi ito, ang common ratio nito would be 2. So that means you multiply 2 to get the next term of every sequence. Okay? Um, then you get R equals 6 over 3. This one. Yan. All of the fractions that you see here, uh, it's dahil equal sila, ayan, equal silang lahat sa 2. Hence, why do we call this a common ratio? And that's pretty much how you would classify a sequence, though. Yan na yun. And the other types of sequences that is aside of arithmetic and geometric would be harmonic. Think of this as like the sister of arithmetic sequence. Uh, balik tayo sa 2, 5, 8, 11, 14. So, kung ang uh, if the sequence like this one is an arithmetic sequence, then the corresponding harmonic sequence for this would be 1/2, 1/5. Ayan, something like that. So to simply put, all the terms here in the harmonic sequence are the reciprocals of the terms in the arithmetic sequence. Kasi ang nangyayari sa denominator, or to explain it in another way, sa denominator nangyayari yung arithmetic sequence. So let's and the last one type of a sequence to show you is what we call the Fibonacci. Okay, are you familiar with the Fibonacci sequence? Kadalasan, the first term starts with 1 and the next term starts with 1 then. I mean, the principle kasi ng Fibonacci sequence is that then this next term 2, for example, is formed by these two numbers 1 and 1. Ganun na din for the successive terms. So 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, and so on. Wait. Again, the Fibonacci sequence is formed, or the current term, this term is always formed when you add its two preceding terms. And okay, kung ang tanong nyo, Sir Kurt, kung it's always formed by its two preceding terms, paano naman tong 1 saka 1? Itong isang 1 na to, isa lang ang preceding term niya, which is 1 din. Tapos itong 1, ang preceding term niya wala. So that's why we always define what are the first two terms in the Fibonacci sequence. Here, sa Fibonacci sequence natin, the first term and second term, palaging 1 yan. Okay? And since yan yung pinaka-principal condition natin, or the initial terms to make the next successive terms of the Fibonacci sequence possible, dyan magmumula sa number 1. Okay? And also to note that since this is we are on the other types of sequences na. Wait. Other types. And okay, it's worth mentioning nga pala na since every term on the Fibonacci sequence is results from its two preceding terms, it's important to know that this Fibonacci sequence is one of the special types of what we call a recursion. And that is that is practically or technically a recursive sequence, because you you make a previous term your reference. Okay, uses previous terms. So for example, let's say we have something like a first, sabihin natin ang first term natin is 2 and the second term is 3. Then the next term would be the next term would be governed by this formula, which is 2a7 minus 1 minus a7 minus 2. So meaning to say, it means that the next term a sub 3 would be 2 times a sub 2 minus a sub 1, which is 2 2 times 3 minus 2 equals 4. Then the next term a sub 4 would be 2a sub 3 minus a sub 2 equals 2 times 4 minus a sub 2, which is 3. This is equals to 5. Yan. So it uses the preceding terms of it, okay? Na kung mapapansin niyo dito, hinanap natin yung fourth term. Ginamit niya yung third term na, which is nakaka-solve lang natin nun to form the to form the sequences next terms. And I think it's not going to be so much important yung recursive sequence na yan. I think I'll just have an extra discussion na lang or extra problem na lang uh, to at least tackle this sequence. Okay? So, ang focus natin dito would be the arithmetic and the geometric sequence. And um, again, sequences according to cardinality. So the first sequence of this type is what we call a finite sequence. A finite meaning a sequence having a definite number of elements, like 1, 2, 3, up to 20, then 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So this first one has 20 terms. And the second one has 5 terms. So itong ellipsis na to, hindi lang natin to makikita, hindi lang natin to makikita na sa for examples like this. Itong ellipsis na yan, it just tells us na the pattern continues. And the next one is infinite. If you have an infinite sequence, then the number of terms is practically infinite. Again, this same sequence na nakita nyo, this is going to be infinite if we end it with the ellipsis here. Okay? And also, ayan. So, ang ibig sabihin lang yan is, hindi ko na isusulat yung iba. Kasi, enough na yung uh, enough na yung first three terms natin na nilagay ko para ma-figure out kung ano bang possibly yung pwedeng maging next terms niyan na kahit hindi ko na isulat, basta ang mahalaga specified yung pattern niya, kunyari arithmetic, geometric, something like that. And it's a waste of energy din naman kasi kung susulat pa natin yung 4 to 19, right? It's gonna take us a lot of seconds or minutes to do. And hindi lang 20, pwede ding maging 1,000 yung last term natin. Pwede ding maging 1 million. Anything you can imagine. Okay, so to further give examples pa, okay. Para mas magets pa natin yung iba pang sequences. Ito. This is an example. This is one example of arithmetic sequence. So you have here. And also we have 4, 7, 10, 1,000. You have this 2, 3.5, 5, and so on. Yan. All these sequences are arithmetic. And here, this first sequence has common difference 3, as well din sa pangalawa. And sa pangatlo is 1.5. Ngayon naman, sa geometric sequence, we have, for example, 2, 12, 72, 432. And the next one is this. Yan. Meron pa ba? Ito, alam ko na. Itong unang sequence natin, this has common ratio 6, right? So if you multiply 6, you get 12. Multiply 6 again, you get 72, and so on. Here, yung common ratio natin would be 1/2. And the common ratio natin sa pangatlo would be -1. Kita nyo, hindi naman kailangan na palaki o paliit yung numbers na makukuha natin, as long as you get the main idea na kumbaga ang definition ng geometric sequences, you divide the numbers, you get the common ratio. Or sa arithmetic sequence, you subtract the succeeding minus the preceding for you to get the common difference. And lastly, sa harmonic sequence naman natin, that would be 1/2, 1/3, 1/4, 1/5. Ano pa ba? This would be 1/10, 1/4, -1/2. Ayan. And that's it for the sequence. And tapos na yung preface natin. So let's move on naman sa arithmetic sequence. I mean, let's do an in-depth discussion for arithmetic sequence. So again, an arithmetic sequence is if you have a sequence of a sub 1, a sub 2, up to a sub n of real numbers, then this is what happens. Yan. The common difference between two consecutive terms is denoted by the variable d, or the common difference. And here, we're going to find the n term of the sequence. And the n term of the sequence, okay, let's take it for granted muna na a sub n, if you're in an arithmetic sequence given a sub 1, you have a sub 1, this one. Okay, sa n term natin, I have here a problem. Not problem. Find the 15th term of the sequence 5, 9, 13, 17. Usually kapag alam niyo yung meaning ng indices ng alpabeto noon. Wait, what am I saying? Again, take two. Here sa paghanap ng 15th term ng sequence natin, madali lang to. Itong D is yung common difference, itong N is yung number of term or kung ilan ng terms na kailangan natin, and this one is first and the last and the first terms. And we can rephrase this as finding a sub 15, which is equals to ano ba ang first term natin? A sub 1, right? So 15 plus, so ilan ng n natin? Ilan ng terms? It would be 15 minus 1 times d. Ano ba ang d? 9 minus 5 is 4. So this one is equals to 61. Okay, for the second one, we have this sequence 18. Ayan. No. So ang hahanapin daw natin dito would be the ninth term. Ibig sabihin, ang ninth term is a sub 9. Ang a sub 1 natin dito is ano? 18. Diba? Unang term siya eh. Tapos ilan ang terms natin? Since ninth term, 9 minus 1. Ano ang D natin? If you observe the sequence, decreasing siya, no? Kaya ang mangyayari, 16.9 minus 18. Ngayon, ano ang sum niyan? That would be negative 1.1. So that's equals to 9.2. Okay? Okay, 9.2 ha, hindi 9,2. Ano pa ba? Wala akong nakakalimutan. So, all of these n terms, or a sub 15, a sub 9, this was made possible by this formula above, right? The wait, asan na ba? And this was made possible by this a sub n equals a minus 1. Yan. And what we're gonna do next is to visualize bakit yan yung n term natin. Okay? So the first way for us to notice why ganyan yung end term natin, balik tayo sa formula ng sequence. So a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, a sub 4, all up to a sub n, right? A sub 1 is just a sub 1. Then ang assign na common difference, D. So that yung a sub 2 natin, a sub 1 plus D. Para mapanatili natin yung pagiging arithmetic niya. Then, dagdagan lang ulit natin ng D for the third term. Ayan. So, we kind of stop by a sub 4 para makita niyo yung pattern. So, 4, see this number, 3 and the 4, kapag ang yung di ba, kaka-add lang natin nung D o yung common difference natin sa second term. So palagi siyang mababawasan ng isa each time it increase in relation to the index ng sequence. So that means ang nth term natin would be a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. That's it. Kasi nag-add lang tayo ng D nung nasa second term pa tayo, pa lang. Wala namang D sa first term, so it's nag-adjust yung yung coefficient. Imbis na n, imbis na ito ay n, naging n minus 1. Okay. Balik tayo dito sa a sub 1, a sub 2. Diba, ang common difference natin, this would be equal to a sub 2 minus a sub 1. Ayan. Kaya nga siya tinawag na common difference, diba? Kasi lahat ng magkakatabing terms, ang common difference niya ay D. Kaya ito, ang gagawin natin dito, diba, since they're all equal to D, ipag-a-add natin tong lahat. Okay, paano ko ipag-a-add yan? Parang ang dami namang variables niyan. So, i-add lang natin. Okay? Which is equals to this one. This is equals to itong a sub 2 natin. Meron siyang mga merong siyang mga opposite sign dito. Palaging may counter. Itong a sub 2, wala. Ganito din yung a sub 3. Pati a sub 4. Lahat yan ng terms mula a sub 2 hanggang a sub n minus 1 makakancel. Kasi nasulat yung terms nasulat yung positive sign ng terms. Kaya kapag 'di ba, kapag nagsusulat tayo to a sub n o yung sa common difference, masusulat natin at some point yung positive na version nung term na to. Ayan. Halimbawa lang naman. So lahat ito, ayan, yung 2, 3 hanggang a sub n minus 1 makakancel at ang matitira na lang is a sub n minus a sub 1. Okay? See how it simplifies? It's equals to ilang terms ulit to? So, ano na lang, isipin natin na babalik tayo sa sequence natin ulit. Nandito yung D, di ba? D, D, D hanggang D, D. Yan. Since nasa pagitan yung D nung mga terms a sub 1 hanggang a sub n, that essentially means na we're only making a jump, or we're making a jump to the next term via D. So, mula A sub 1 hanggang A sub n, hindi. We have made it to A sub n using A sub 1 by jumping via D n minus 1 times. So, ibig sabihin, ito, this is the first term, this is the second term, this is the third term, and this is the n minus 1 term. So, we're essentially adding by D n minus 1 times. So A sub n minus A sub 1 equals quantity n minus 1 times D. And then, simplify na lang natin yan. That would be A sub n equals A sub 1 plus n minus 1 times D. Nagigets ba? Okay. Let's show other two problems naman para matapos na tayo sa end term ng sequence. Hindi, I mean arithmetic. Say for example, hindi. Ayun, pangatlong example na pala. Meron tayong first term 1. First term 1 ha. And then so first term 1 and then what is this? 16th term. Okay. Ngayon, ang binibigay ko is yung end term naman para maiba. Ang question is what is the value of A sub 6? Okay? Wait lang. Let's just charge muna yung tablet. Laptop. Ayan. So okay, let's continue. So ito yung question bakuran lang natin. And then again, in an arithmetic sequence, ang first term niya is 1 and ang 16th term niya is 3k minus 1. Ano ba yung k dyan? Variable lang siya. Anything. So ang tanong is, what is A sub 6? Now, to answer that question, again, using the end term of the sequence, A sub 16, di ba, equals to A sub 1 plus n minus 1, 16 minus 1 rather. Oh, sorry. Tayo na, by the way. Sana di maulit. Here, 16 minus 1, that's 15. Yun yung formula natin. And then, ang kailangan nating malaman is yung D muna. Ang value ni D, let's substitute A sub 16, that's 3k minus 1 equals 1 plus 15D. And then you have this 3k minus, ay bakit 1? Mali yung nakopya ko, sorry. 2 pala to, 2, sorry. 2. So you have this 15D equals 3k minus 3. And then here, 3k minus 3 over 15. So, ang gagawin natin dito, ilo-lowest term pa natin ha. Hindi na yan as is. Kasi mayroon tayong 3 eh. So, 3 times k minus 1 over 15 equals 3 ang 15 divided by 3, that's 5. So, k minus 1 over 5. Ito no, meron na tayong common difference. So, pwede na nating i-solve yung sequence natin. Hindi, ang sixth term pala ba, brother. Sixth term is equals to a sub 6 equals a sub 1 plus, okay, dahil sixth term siya, so 6 minus 1, that's 5. 5d. Then equals to 2 plus 5 times k minus 1 over 5. And then simplify, that's going to be 2 plus, okay, wait lang, I'll go back sa inyo guys. Wait. Oh my G. Yan. Sana din na maulit. Uh, simplify natin to. This would be 2 plus quantity k minus 1. And this is k plus 1. Ito yung pinakasagot natin. Wait lang, testing ko nga kung magka-crash ulit. Hindi naman. Wala. Sige. Let's proceed to another example naman. Last, I think, dito. Hindi. I think this is ano na pala. Meron pang last. Okay. So, given that an arithmetic sequence has a first term 1, right? And an end term, which here I will be setting as n equals 12, is 2. Now, the question is, what is the common difference? Okay. Pasensya na kayo sa crash, guys, ha. I think hindi ako maswerte ngayon. Oras na to. Please pray for me na hindi to mag-crash. Here, for the common difference, gagamitin ulit natin yung term natin. So, substitute lang to. Okay? So, a sub 12 equals a sub 1. Ano ba ang n minus 1 natin? 11. Diba? 11 minus 1. We have this 2 equals 1 plus 12d. Hindi talaga. Malas. Sandali. I'll pause the recording muna. And this is equals to 1. Okay? Ilipat natin yung 1 sa kabila. Hindi. Ba't 11 to? And 11d. So 1 equals 11d. So the common difference would be 1 over 11. So imagine the sequence as being like this. 1, ano ba? Diba? 1 plus 1 over 11. So that's equals to 11 plus 1 over 11 equals 12 over 11. Okay? Ganito yung magiging pattern natin. So, the terms between this sequence is going to be 12 over 11, 13 over 11, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and ultimately 22. But 22 over 11 is 2. So, yun lang ilalagay natin. Hanggang dito na muna magtatapos yung discussion natin. Uh, I'll be posting a separate part for this, part 2 ng sequences and series discussion natin. I hope to give the same energy in the next part. Kasi, oh my God, hindi talaga nagka-crash talaga yung OneNote kahit anong gawin ko. I'll just do this later, mamayang gabi. And thank you sa time ninyo, and I hope you listen to that second part of the discussion. Bye-bye!